And on that note, cheers, everybody, and welcome to episode 256 of the Michigan Bros Grow Show. Russ keeps forgetting that he doesn't have to mute his mic while he uses his torch because he has a legitimate mic. It works. He's just got to remember not to catch his beard on fire. We are your hosts, your panelists, whatever you want to call it, for Groli, Russ and Emily, Red and Becca, aka Rosemary's Oasis. And we're going to do a little quick introduction tonight for those of you that might be new to the show, might be just joining or just watching us or just finding us tonight. I see plenty of you guys in chat that have been long-time listeners, watchers, and all up in this chat room here. But let's go ahead and start with Rosemary's Oasis, aka Red. Who are you? What are you? And why are you?
Hey guys.
That's gonna be the whole show.
See you guys at a half
hour. We'll make it brief. We'll make it brief, and that's it for us. So on to the Red Setter Farm here. My wife Becca here. Collectively, we have a couple things going on. Red Setter Farm, which is kind of an online profile that I had, but it's also a farm that we have for indoor cannabis in Irish Hills, Michigan. So the Irish Setter logo and all of that comes from the region of the Michigan Hand, where we are in southern Michigan. We're located in southern Michigan, and we do a little permaculture / homestead thing here at home, which is Rosemary's Oasis. And so Becca and I got married last summer. We grew all of our own flowers. We grow organic cannabis in our outdoor garden. And in our indoor garden, we actually grow hydroponically. And so we kind of grow both ways, so to speak. We don't really cater towards one or the other. We like to embrace everything and all growing methods and all experimentations. The biggest, thing being that we are not really into chemicals. And I got into cannabis many, many, many years ago as a caregiver. And this is my wife, Becca, here. Hi, Becca.
Hey.
Becca, who are you and how did you attach yourself to this young lad over here?
I was working in the cannabis, in a, what am I trying to say?
Provisioning center or maybe dispensary?
No. I was working for a cannabis brand, a licensed cannabis brand in Michigan. And that's when I randomly met him one day. And it's now been 4 years. We got married. What else have we done? Go to a lot of concerts, have a lot of fun. To grow cannabis and
we got into holistic healing together. We got, both of us were kind of really into the finer sides of food and medicine, or really just the quality sides of it, and our passions together made a good team. And we put what we know together and
now we're having
use
a
our
baby.
strengths, and so now we are growing a baby. And we grew a dog this past year. So you might hear us talking about our dog, and that's because it's an exciting new dog.
Did you say you grew a dog?
The dog has grown, but I was just trying to
in the process of
the baby. But the dog has certainly grown. He's our mascot now. He's half Irish Setter and half Golden Retriever. So definitely the Irish Setter, Red Setter Farm mascot there.
And our whole relationship has been, he's been on the show and I listened and watched for a long time, was in chat. And then eventually people were like, you should just come over here. Because I would just talk anyway and be over there just talking off camera.
Becca would be like the fact checker off to the side, throwing one in. And
everyone knows you like to say some crazy stuff sometimes.
I grew up fishing and hunting, so story embellishment is just part of the culture there. Of course we grow our giant trees that are 35 feet tall and 30, let's just say 400 cubic feet. We'll just go there. Becca and I are both Michigan caregivers. We both have patients. We are both medical patients ourselves, and we consume cannabis for many, many, many reasons. I eat the leaves, I juice the leaves, we eat the seeds, we do all kinds of stuff with the cannabis and hemp plant. And, we do CBD products. We specialize in flower. So there's lots of other artisans that we like having on the show, and kick it back around to Fagroli. He'll tell you about his art, and our thing is really flower. So we'll stop there and let everybody get to know us throughout the show, and maybe we can branch off of everything through our conversation tonight, guys. It sounds like we'll be able to take it everywhere. How about Russ and Emily? What are you guys up to these days?
Red, when did you get so good at this whole podcast thing?
My guy. It took 5 years. Let's just say
I like it. Well, hey guys, I'm Emily for Anything Grows. I am a brand new Michigander, and I was telling Russ earlier, I was like, I want to do something, make a post and use that use the Gambit thing, the meme where he's like, I'm about to make a name for myself here. If I can grow openly and freely.
You got a point on your hand where it's at, and that's how you become a Michigander.
I use the
I'll tell you what, not to interrupt, Emily, I apologize, but you showed up to the farmers market to support some small businesses in Michigan. So I'd say you're already a Michigander. So thanks for coming out to, the farmers market out here.
Absolutely, man. I hope to see you guys more often. But yeah, so I came from Illinois. Now I'm here in Michigan, and I also grow cannabis. I use it medicinally. I try to use it recreationally when I can get there, but trying to get there at that point. Yeah, that's about it. I'm learning how to grow, vegetables and stuff. Rosemary's Oasis has been a huge inspiration to get better at growing vegetables and herbs and stuff outdoor as well. So yeah, just trying my hand at giving a chance for basically, anything to grow.
And I am Russ. A lot of people know me as Spartan Grown on Instagram. That's where I first really made that account, and then YouTube as well. I started looking into even cannabis as a concerned. I was concerned for a family member who had pancreatic cancer, so I grew cannabis before I ever even smoked it in my life, which a lot of people find hard to believe, but that is the truth. And long story short, I became a caregiver for my sick uncle, who was sent home from after taking conventional medicine, and they said that at a certain point that you have about a month to live. There's nothing more we can do for you. And that's when I took over and started. I said, "Nah, there's lots we can do," and that's I started treating him with cannabis oil, or Rick Simpson oil, and that made me a believer when I saw that a year later he was, for one, still alive, but two, the big thing was he was pronounced cancer-free. And this was from stage 4 pancreatic cancer, which is usually a death sentence. And so that made me a believer right then and there. And I began smoking right then and there too, and trying it, because I was like, shit, when I saw that, I mean, you can't deny it. I still have the paperwork. So it's right here within reach. So that got me on that whole bandwagon of becoming a caregiver here in Michigan early on, and having 5 patients, a full load. I've gotten really good at producing cannabis oil, and I supply it throughout the state now in Michigan to a lot of people that contact me with people in their family that have illness, usually cancers. But I've helped treat and still are in contact with a patient that's under 10 years old, and I just believe in the medicine, and I see suffering, and I see it helping with suffering, and I think that's the biggest way to change people's minds on cannabis, is to show it heal people. And from then, I've done many things in the industry. I've been on several different shows and YouTube, and it's given me good connections in the industry. I now work for a lighting company, an LED lighting company, Grandmaster LEDs, which is awesome to be able to do something like that, work in the industry, learn a lot, really fast. I'd like to say that I'm probably 50% self-taught, just looking stuff up online, things like that. And the other 50% is failing and trying to learn from it. But and I've even I love the plant so much, I guess, or I'm so passionate about it at least, that I even do things like go to localities and speak at the Capitol steps, and even go to the Capitol on lobby days and talk to senators and congressmen and try to get them to see the benefits of cannabis and why they shouldn't regulate against it. So I'm pretty deep in the cannabis as far as my involvement, as far as like my effort into it, I guess. But it's all been with help from others. Not one step have I made, without having a connection somewhere or just knowing somebody somewhere to open a door for me. I've never just came through and just bulldozed doors down or anything like that. It seems like it's been, I don't know, a weird path opening in front of me, and I'm just taking that path, kind of a thing. It seemed like an easy path for me, and I'm not braggadocious in any way. It's just, I don't feel forced. I feel like it's almost a destiny, I guess, is the way that I take that. When it's not a forced thing, it's not a huge amount of effort and strife. Because when you hit obstacles like that, a lot of people think, no, you got to just push against that. And I'm just like, well, maybe that's just the wrong way.
Think about those game shows where there's like 3 doors. If 2 of them are locked, you know which one Spartan's going through. He's not taking any chances. He's just going through the unlocked door. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but you got a lot of doors open in your time in this industry, man. We're certainly grateful for all the places and things you've been and done.
Yeah, and me too. And who knows where else I'll be? I don't know, but it's a cool ride, and I'm going to try to see it out as best as I can. So that's where I'm at. That's
literally a world traveler from this.
Oh yeah, Barcelona was sweet. Berlin, Toronto, all within the last year, man. That was super, super cool.
Well, I am Rick Rowley, and then I'm the hydrocarbon guy. I'm known for my forte, which is extracts. I have been processing for quite some time, doing this for over 10 years now, growing. Started in a 2x4x5 tent in a closet, up to a tent town, and into multi-dozen room lights. I've helped consult with some commercial facilities as they came online here in Michigan. I won a couple cannabis cups. Technically, the last official real cannabis cups.
Make sure real, make sure real's in there, because now you can just buy the judge kit.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing now.
I've considered taking an old hockey trophy and change it. Sorry, not to. Yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
No, there was one show where I had my what is it called, the Pinewood Derby cars. We were busting out all the trophies. But just know for my extracts, been here on YouTube for a long time. Not only on my own channel, but podcasting all the way back with the GrowTube, of course here on MBGS, and the Variables podcast, which has been going for a little over a year now as well. Still can't match, and GMLs here and there, but still can't match the amount of podcasting that Russ does nowadays. It's kind of insane. It's hard to keep up with him, even just as a viewer. But I have a passion for this plant. I come from a medicinal use background. I still use it every day for that reason. Red held up my topical there. It's one of my most medicinal and highest value items to me in that regard. But I find the flower useful. I find certainly the extracts useful, and ultimately as a grower and as a processor, I'm looking to capture the essence of the plant, and number one in that is terpenes for me. So flavor is kind of the most important thing when it comes to this plant, and Russ can shake his head all he wants, but he's wrong. What do you think about the flavor profile, Red? Where's that on your list? Is that number 1, 2, 3, 10?
Oh, flavor profile, I'd say, dude, it's one sometimes, and then it's 2 some other times. Sometimes effect kind of creeps over that one. I guess it's a at need type of a situation. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, all the time you're looking for the flavor, but sometimes you're really specifically looking for effect.
Yeah.
I would say that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, like specifically, I really want to smoke this piney Dub Bub, which is like a Bubba Kush and Dozy Doe, and I just don't want to smoke it right now during the show, or I'll no longer be a good podcaster. Anything I will be a so, yeah, definitely that. We don't have to do this right now, but maybe at some point throughout the show, maybe we can continue whatever we're talking about right now, and then at some point, maybe we can talk about what type of where our grows are at right now, whether indoor or outdoor or something like that. I'd be into some sort of a little format, since we're updating some potential maybe newer people coming through chat and stuff like that. Might as well let them know a little bit about our I guess what we use. Spartan, see you have GML on your hat up there. I'd imagine you got some GML lights going on and something like that. Do you got a grow going right now?
Yeah, I've got several. Hold on, I'm gonna do this dab real quick though.
I
too am gonna do a dab. So you start with yours, I guess, Red.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll start there. I guess I'll start. Since we can talk about the Rosemary's Oasis homestead thing. We have a no-till organic garden outside where it's closed loop. We use chickens and biodiversity of plants and many, many different things to create compost. And it's been a long time since we brought compost into the property itself, like our growing beds and things like that. But we will bring in some organic compost and like ProMix and things like that when we need to do seed starting and up potting and things like that, shoulder season type stuff with all kinds of varieties of plants, not just cannabis. Our indoor cannabis is right now primarily still ran with metal halides for late vegetative growth and with high pressure sodium lights for flowering. And we have had a chance to upgrade to LEDs for small vegetative growth and clones and things like that, and slowly are working our way up there. But like I said, we're hydro. We do a drip to I like to call it drain to no waste. We don't really let any waste go out the bottom. Rather, we fine tune our EC, our nutrient, our fertigation ppm, our electrical conductivity in there to just kind of match what the plant needs, rather than I guess needing that flush and stuff like that all the time. And we run with a mineral salts, a dry amendment salt base fertilizer indoor that we regulate the nutrient uptake based on pH rather than switching up the amendments anytime. So literally from clone till we harvest, we run the same fertigation, we run the same nutrient regimen the whole way. So it's very easy, it's methodical, it's consistent, it creates consistency, good for indoor. Our outdoor, we like doing a lot of things. So we like breeding. This year we're doing breeding. Our main project is creating something out of our Granddaddy Purple. The Granddaddy Purple was handed down to us through some family who's no longer around anymore. So it holds a value to me in that respect. But it was also great medicine. Spartan was talking about the RSO and medicinal cannabis really got me into believing in the holistic healing efforts of cannabis. And Granddaddy Purple always seemed to be one of those ones. I had a patient back in like 2010, 2012, when I first started growing and I became a patient and a caregiver myself. He would try many varieties, sour diesel. He would try, purple, or even purple Urkel or something like that. And none of those really worked for him. He had muscle spasms in his eyes and he couldn't see. And if he smoked Granddaddy Purple specifically, or Purple Kush or something in that I know Urkel's in the family. Maybe Urkel did help, but some of the other ones just weren't. There's a lot of stuff that let's just say did not work for him. GDP worked for him, and he was able to drive, and eventually I got him a clone of that, and he was able to grow it himself and do that whole thing. So it was, great in that respect. And he was able to help and heal himself and grow his own. And that genetic line has always just, really shown me the true healing powers of medicine. It's helped a lot of cancer patients over the years. It's very low potency, but I'm trying to do a little breeding project with it this year. And I've got a beautiful outdoor plant of that growing organically, no-till. We don't spray any pesticides indoor or outdoor. We'll use biologicals indoor when necessary, but outdoor we go for a no spray approach completely. No biologicals. We just roll with the permaculture punches and just kind of plant a abundance and hope to get that in return. So everything eats in our garden outside, and inside the only thing really eating is us. So yeah, we love doing it. I guess growing all those methods. Yeah.
I love both methods, just like kind of like you. I kind of in the same veins as here at my house and my own personal grow. I like to do organically, and I like to reuse my soil and re-amend that. And I like to grow vegetables outdoor the same damn way, and flowers, not just cannabis flowers, all flowers. I love sunflowers. I'll put them all out there. I like that shit. I like to see the bees buzzing and all that shit. But at the same time, I like getting together with my buddy Baked Pone and going over to Trichome Forge, and we have basically a mini Mitten Canico stuff there, and we're running through our strains that we've been sitting in our vault, and now we're popping them all, and we're pheno hunting like crazy. Like right now, we got a big run of a bunch of different crosses of sour diesel, back crosses. So we're excited for those. And then what do we got behind that? I can't remember what we popped behind that.
Any more Vortex or anything?
No, we don't have any more Vortex going right now in there. I have one of the Keeper phenos, the number 19, hanging. I've trimmed up about half of it so far, but I got about half of it hanging downstairs right now. So I'm the keeper of the Vortex Keeper strain right now, the number 19. So
I like it. I mean, it sounds like between you and I, we got a really good hybrid action going on there, Spartan.
Yeah, you know what? And there's benefits and strengths to both ways of growing, right? And so I think by doing both, you get both benefits.
What media, what nutrients, and what lights are you guys running in your mini Mitten Canico, aka Trichome Forge?
Media is cocoa. Do I know what cocoa specifically? It's I think it's biochar. Or not biochar, what's that called? Is that a cocoa? Biochar? Something similar to that. No, biochar is like a nutrient.
Cocoa core.
Something. Charcore. That's charcore.
Yeah. Okay.
Charcore. And then
it's like a play on words. Aha.
Yeah. That can of nutrients. And what was the other question?
What kind of lighting?
Bullshit lighting that I'm not going to name. We're getting some GML.
Don't worry about the lighting.
We're getting some GML lighting up in the new room. I'll tell you that. We're getting some legit lighting up in there. We're going to go with the tent lights, the 4x4s. I'm going to put one 5x5 because I have one, and I'm bringing that out there. And we're going to buy three 3x3s or three 4x4s. So it'll be a 4 lighter with 3 4x4 and 1 5x5 tent ultimate lights from Grandmaster LEDs.
Very nice.
I was looking at those HPS and Metal House, or the one that does
HPS. Yeah, those are pretty fucking.
And then I think it's only $850 too, wasn't it? Something like that.
I think it's less than that, Red.
Less than that.
I think you got to talk to your boy Spartan, man.
Well, I know. With the Spartan discount, there's less than that.
MSRP maybe.
Throw that code out there, Spartan, if you want, man. Do that.
Yeah, you can use code Spartan Grown. We usually get you 10% on most of the lighting. I think it covers a lot of it, but it's only like 700 and something retail. Let me look it up.
I was looking at that because
you're getting bulk like 10 or more.
I think it'd be a good starter light.
I can get you. I can work you guys some better than that discounts. How about that? How about I say that?
If you only need 5, find a friend that needs 5 and go in on a deal. Figure it out.
Why can't I find this light on the website?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. Like,
it's right there, $750 retail, Red. 750 retail.
man, that's $750 retail. Yeah, see, I
Shipped.
it might work.
Well, you don't have to worry about it. You could come pick that bitch up.
That's what I mean, dude. I'm right down the street from you guys. Hey, I'll come fucking.
They're in stock.
I'll come hook boxes and fucking trucks for you, man. Just let me know one day.
Dude. If you're serious about that, dude, I'll put you to work. He'll pay you.
I'm only busy every few weekends when we have events, so.
I only had one truck so far, and I know I didn't have enough people. So
I should say I'm also every now and then busy working on plants, and we'll be busy raising a baby soon. But
yeah,
baby needs a working dad, man.
See how quickly he talked himself out of that. Fucking boxes.
I like bunch of boxes, man. Yeah, that's good work. That's Earth's gym. I shouldn't say Earth's gym, but it's that's.
I get it. Who needs barbells when you got root balls? Is what I say. And children, throw children on top of that.
No doubt.
And your neighbor's turkey.
Shout out to Blue Kiss Guard to the chat. Baby needs a new pair of booties.
That's right.
We need every pair.
yeah, all of the pairs.
The first pair.
Yeah,
and we gotta get one of those bronze. I think my parents might have an old bronze pair. Maybe I have a bronze pair of my old shoes. Yeah, maybe I can do a little hand me down.
Bronze?
They're brass. They're attached to a frame and everything. I can grind wheel off those. They're like
get out the Dremel.
We got at least one pair of shoes.
Babies don't wear shoes, so
even better. I don't wear shoes either. Look, we're already alike.
He's like,
you have so much in common.
We have so much in common so fast. It already looks just like him.
The outside. I mean, boom. You guys are someone. Can't tell you apart.
Yeah,
it's
literally.
gonna be cold. It's coming in the dead of winter. Can't wear a jacket. Can't wear shoes.
Oh, it's gonna be a hardy baby. You're gonna be raised tough and strong like them Russian ones that just leave out in the snow.
Did you guys look into how to overwinter your baby?
You gotta harden them off. Yeah.
Currently overwintering.
We get a couple
a lot on the mother's side.
You gotta have. You don't want dry skin. You want their hair to grow properly without the dry skin. Oh, there we go. Yeah, exactly. Overwinter. Yes.
That's how you overwinter your babies.
In other countries, they do put their kids outside.
That's what I'm saying. It's sometimes in this country too.
That's because it's extremely healthy for you to be out in the sunshine, man. You gotta get out there.
And the cool.
And the cool, yeah.
It helps you, like you can get all cozy. I like to sleep like that, so.
Swaddled with cold air. I like.
Yeah, me too. And now I sweat to the point where I bleach my sheets.
Terrible.
TMI. Okay, and on that note, I run with LEDs and soil over here. Again, my focus is flavor and trying to capture the essence of the plant. I'm also, been doing this for 10 years. And
if you're just going for flavor, that's not the essence of the plant. That's just an essence of the plant.
It is the essence of the plant. The whole thing I'm trying to capture, including the flavor. And one of those things, yourself. I'm going to mute you. I'm going to mute this guy. Okay, I muted him. One of the things after 10 years of doing this, though, is I'm just trying to work smarter, not harder. So when honestly, I water with water. I don't even pH my water. I haven't busted out the pH pen in years. If I'm gonna add anything, like it maybe is some like recharge if I have it around. Done some worm castings, some like biochar if I'm gonna reuse the soil, which I've been trying to do a little bit more of. Upsizing my pots, I guess. We're just kind of I'm still learning as I'm going, but I'm definitely trying to work easier. And one of the things I'm finding that's allowing that to happen is just this water only soil, essentially a super soil, using that indoors. Very little, or I should say a very large margin for error, it seems. and really no like loss in quality that I've seen whatsoever. The LED's been working great. I've got 3 different brands in 3 different rooms. One of them is a GML room with a couple of those lights in there. I think they're like the Tarantula long legs, if I'm not mistaken. They all work great. All the lights are great. I haven't had really any issues with any of my lights, and I don't know, the probably 4 or so years I've been running LEDs now. I think it's about that, almost that long, right around that long. I don't, spray anything on my plants, whether it's veg or flower. I will use integrated pest management, IPM, and that's just targeting anything I might see, whether it's like fungus gnats, using nematodes or something like that. Or I've even brought in egg satchels of praying mantis, just to utilize those. Why not, right? But yeah, again, IPM is more about preventative rather than reactive. I am known for a few of my strains that I've been propagating for about 8 years now, including lime skunk and clementine. Clementine, I won one of the cups behind me with. Lime skunk is certainly kind of the patient favorite nowadays, I would say. But I do a pheno hunt every year, and I don't really hold mothers. So I'm perpetually cloning and flowering. I don't like monocrop or, harvest every, like the whole room at once or anything like that. So I'm constantly taking clones, constantly trying to keep on top of my inventory. It gets very hard when you do pheno hunts and you start having, 3, 5, 7 different phenos of one strain, and you've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different strains, and now all of a sudden you got 49 different plants, and maybe you've got a couple different cuts of each one. You know what I mean? It just gets overwhelming. So my pheno hunts are rather small, I'd say. It's usually only a couple strains at a time, and the most recent one is Squirt and Raspberry Parfait. Raspberry Parfait is actually what I just dabbed. It's my second crop of it, I believe, and it smells a little bit like lime skunk while it's growing, but it has certainly the effects of lime skunk. It keeps you very chatty, and but it's got a different flavor profile for sure. And then the Squirt is reminiscent of like grapefruit. Effects are a little bit different. Haven't gotten to the second crop of that yet, but that'll be coming down soon. All that said, I mean, still learning, still trying new things, and who knows what'll be next, quite frankly.
Raspberry Parfait sounds yummy. That's what we were over here like, ooh, yummy. Reminds me of Hash Bash Now Forever.
Yeah, absolutely. Tried that one. That was a nice little kick in the frontal lobe. It was really nice. Had a nice little headspace to it. Fruity flavor. Nice.
I like to look at that.
Yeah, that looks good.
It's absolutely delicious. Hey, cheers, Daddy Red. Chat.
Oh, cheers, Daddy Red. Good to see you in chat.
I think
No.
now that I'm not doing dabs, it's like it sounds so good all the time, and I just every time I watch you guys or listen, it's like you guys talk about dabs, and I'm like, ugh.
I was gonna say it's gotta be annoying watching this show, let alone participating.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just so tired all the time. I got over it.
That doesn't stop.
Yeah,
Right.
I got
Running
an,
that marathon.
I got an iron transfusion though, and I think it helped a bit. Like I
Did
definitely
you?
don't feel quite as sluggish.
Okay, I did. I just went through. Last month was my last one, but I had 6 weeks of iron transfusions. I didn't notice anything from them, and they kept telling me, "Oh, you'll notice it. You'll notice it." And I'm like, "Okay, that's just something you're saying." But no, that you said that, it's just like, okay, well, damn, I want to try again then.
It's definitely not like night and day,
Okay.
but I'm also like well into my second trimester, so
Mhm.
maybe it's just, that's
Finally picking up a little bit.
yeah.
I know.
It's so nice.
I know there's a lot more going on when you're pregnant because of the baby feeding also, but I know that they're very specifically like broccoli greens, microgreens, broccoli microgreens, high in iron, and garlic is very high in iron. So both those foods for feeling sluggish can help. You can at least get supplemental iron from those foods.
Spinach too, I think.
Spinach, I believe, is high in iron. Yeah, cabbage, I think too. I think a lot of brassicas, and I think just the brassica family is very high in iron. Those greens, hearty greens, man, I love them.
Isn't beef also high in iron? Red meat, I should say.
Yes, red
Yeah.
meat.
Yeah.
We used to do a lot of turkey, like ground turkey, but we switched that over, trying to get more iron any way I can.
Tell you what, these turkeys come over my yard again one more time, we might have some fresh turkey for you.
Oh my gosh, baked. You could sit in Bake's back porch and take out probably 12.
Yeah. I know we got wild turkeys too, but now we got freaking domesticated ones coming out with my chickens.
They're big. The domesticated ones I'd be worried about.
They moving in?
Man.
They're moving in with your chickens?
They've been on my back porch and stuff like 3 or 4 times now in the last week. My neighbor keeps rolling up, being like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I just don't know how they're going to go over the fence. These things are massive.
Oh, they're your neighbors' turkeys?
Yeah. They raise 2 every year, one for Thanksgiving, one for Christmas. Sorry, I said it too loud. You might have heard me.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Turkey
Just
sounds
let your dog out and say sorry.
Oh, my dog helped me round them up, actually. It was because, like I said this like a month ago. One day I caught her years and years ago plucking chickens out of feathers out of the ass of a chicken, and we've come from that to now she like literally helps me round up chickens and like herd them into the coop. And I'm pretty sure we did lose one this week to a red-tailed hawk though.
So you're saying Ruben has hope.
Dude, I've been seeing lots of hawks around the
it's hunting season for them, man. It's every fall they really come through hard. And I mean, I think I shared on variables, right, about them. I think it was that Friday or something. Anyways, last week we saw a hawk attacking our roosters, trying to get to the hens, and we had 2 roosters protecting them, and we didn't see anything get taken or whatever. But today I found a bunch of little feathers, and I think it was one of our little bantams got scooped up. I mean, it just is what it is, But
smart hawks go after the smallest.
yeah, I mean they've been hanging out. I've been seeing them quite a bit. There's only so much I can do,
We've been lacking, and we've been a little risky with it and leaving our coop open at night. We need to get back on track with closing it because it's almost winter and things are going to be a little bit more hungry. So
I had to chase a raccoon out of their yard yesterday, man, and it was like just moseying its way towards the coop, and I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like throwing stuff at it, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna keep coming, I'm like, no, bro, you gotta get out of here, you gotta die. Like,
now that we're talking about it, I'm gonna have to close it tonight because
you better get out there. It's dark. It's been dark for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
They're
wrong with AI to buzz around your hens and just fucking keep
bro
away.
Listen, I was joking because they have these like, this is clearly a joke, and just stick with me because you're gonna laugh the second I say the dollar amount. There's like this $30,000 drone setup, right? that all these like cities police, like I guess big city police departments are starting to put in, and it's called like a dock, and it basically stores a drone in it, and it like charges it, whatever, you can automate missions from it, and the thing just opens up and the drone goes and flies and like does like a mission. Some people use them for like scanning mines and big like construction sites. Police will use them for just I don't know, catching predators or surveillance, that kind of stuff. But in any case, I'm like, we just need to have one that runs like a mission every hour, just zips around the property looking for hawks to chase them off, because this is like terrible right now.
Fuck yeah, like the same thing that they have with the lawnmowers, right? They do the lawn in the sky and just have them keep buzzing by each other and just keep the sky busy and keep these damn
yeah, for real, man.
That'd be cool.
It's the most expensive bird flock ever.
Ours have a pretty decent amount of cover that they tend to stay under. It's like a pine tree that's up to about however high, 5 feet high, and it does help a little bit.
Can we have chickens?
I don't know. I think so, maybe.
Yeah, sure, man. You can all have
Why
it.
not?
We have neighbors literally just a fence between us.
Yeah.
That's it. Just a fence.
It's a nice fence.
On 2 sides.
Still a fence.
They're not that loud. I know I just said recently, like, they're kind of loud, but
Wait.
terrible.
Don't get a rooster. you'll
Okay,
die.
but three chickens.
I've raised chickens, not myself, but I've worked on a farm with chickens and went there every day of my life for like
Okay, but
5
three
years.
chickens, but three.
I'm just here to tell you they are loud as fuck.
Fence in the garden,
Not farm.
like
Three.
in the garden with a opaque fence, and then like
Well, let me rephrase that. Okay, maybe not like
Oh.
decibels loud, but noise forever and not stopping. Like just cluck, cluck, cluck. They can't shut the fuck up.
Okay, hold on though. Imagine this: backyard fresh eggs and a fresh egg sandwich.
yeah, that's
Imagine
what I
that.
How about a fresh egg and chicken sandwich?
Even better.
You could raise some meat birds too while you're at it. You just do
Yeah, but they're not even get old enough to get an egg. That's what's the sad thing about meat chickens.
I want to do that though. I want to learn how to
mean.
butcher an animal. Like
You cut its head off.
I know, and I'm
They
okay
just
with
go like
doing
this.
that, right? But I want to learn like how a chicken. Like I've gotten a chicken, like a whole chicken from the grocery store, and I've taken it apart and stuff. But
Oh,
I want to do the next step. I want to like butcher a chicken and learn how to pluck it and
We gotta
that
hang
sort of
it.
thing.
We should all attend a
That's what
workshop.
I'm saying. I want to learn.
We should all go to a workshop where you butcher a chicken
An
and
Amish
That'd
one.
be a real bonding experience, you guys.
I think I'll
yeah,
pass on that one.
a little bit of trauma. I always bond.
I don't know.
Is that considered a blood pact at that point?
To make it.
Oh my god.
I don't know about if I'm quite ready for the butchering part, but I definitely do want to raise animals. I was vegan forever ago when I didn't know any better. And I always said, like, if I could raise my own chickens, I would eat those eggs, you know, and I think that's really carried through, like,
Mhm.
Mic
meat
drop.
and all that stuff.
Well, I think once you realize that the eggs will just go to waste. Like if you don't eat them, a raccoon will or something. Something's gonna eat them.
Yeah,
Other chickens, even other chickens will fucking eat them.
Trust your yard, you know.
And you could give them, you know, the best quality of life, far better than the factory farms. That's the problem in the first place, not that the animals produce food, you know. So I think that's important to me. And it's so hard to go to the normal grocery store and look at the meat and just know like what kind of conditions they all live in and the shit they're fed.
Well, a lot of times you can tell just by looking at the meat. You're like, oh fuck, what the hell?
Really like white chicken or like you know,
swollen from all the fucking water they injected into it to fucking add some weight.
the rubbery stuff you get at the big box stores. That's so good.
So that's what's hard for me with the killing part is like I still have this like crazy like I don't know, I'll cry watching an animal get butchered. Like I'll just start thinking about that animal and feel so sad. And
I
so
can understand
I
that.
can't quite put them together.
I like
Wait.
the there's a hand actually speaking of like like what would I say, like a seminar or a workshop or something. Joel Salatin, he's done a lot of books. He has a book, Pasture Poultry Profits, is more or less popular for that. He was on that documentary Food Incorporated on Netflix like a decade ago, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, something like that. But he's been around for a long time. He's got a farm in Virginia, Polyface Farm. Cheers, Tara.
Cheers, Tim.
Hope you got your introduction face on. Ask you some questions here. Giggity. Anyway, just long story short, that's a good person to follow if you are interested in chicken husbandry and specifically processing your own and harvesting your own chickens. And a lot of the mind over matter that they've discussed is that you give these animals love. You're not growing them as a crop, so to speak. You're growing them as like a member of the family that helps each other sustain each other. You give the chicken some life and some love and some sunshine and fresh pasture, and they in turn selflessly give you their life and nourishment and minerals and
You know, and sometimes
Yeah, you
it's
murder them. That's what you do.
it's sometimes the love is
That's
more
the
than
fucking
just
truth.
eggs.
I mean, come on, let's be real.
Sometimes the love is more than just eggs.
Everybody
Sometimes it's little squeals right outside your door every day.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Every
it's
single
alive.
day.
Oh, that's
It's alive.
I thought that was
Not
a
a funeral
funeral.
box.
I thought you were having a funeral for the chicken.
We were on the same
You
page.
did that too. You don't have to eat them. You know they can be cute. I got Watch out for chicken.
Watch out for chicken poo right by the sign.
I love it.
Every time.
Yeah, man. But like loving what you eat, and in turn the food will love you back. I think it's a great philosophy, and it helps maintain that relationship between us and our food, and it's good to know what we eat. And I like the Jeff Lawton. He's a permaculture teacher. He's an Australian permaculture teacher. He's doing some very cool things. He's regreening desert spaces. And like Hungary, I think he's doing a desert in Hungary, and in Jordan, he's making a farm in Jordan. Anyway, he's got a saying that he says, you are what you eat. And if you don't know what you eat, how can you really know who you are, or you don't know who you are. And he kind of did the permaculture teachings for not Joel South, but Justin Rhodes. And Justin Rhodes was another one of those like animal people who's into animal husbandries and will kind of teach you the same thing, love your animals to love you back. Interesting philosophies, but I can't speak it nearly as much as well or as gracefully as they can. So check out those channels to get some insight on that, and finding a way to holistically feed yourself. Tara, what's happening, man? So we switched up the routine tonight rather than just going, all over, just bonkers. And
Okay.
We want to let some of our newer viewers kind of, know where we are, I guess regionally, but like in cannabis, who are you, what are you, and what makes you tick, Tara, in the cannabis industry? But no, really, just like what you got going on right now, Tara. You got a little grow going on. You got a cannabis.
Yeah. So I share a grow with Nuttree. He's in bed right now. He fell asleep. He worked all day and took a nap and is passed out. So, but no, we share a grow together, and we have a variety of different strains. I feel like I'm still a very new grower myself. I've probably only been growing now for about, gosh, I guess maybe almost 5 years now, maybe.
That's the woman who can run a room at a commercial place. Okay.
Well, I do. Well, I hear this is why I do feel like I'm such a new grower, is because I really don't feel like I've still like experimented with a lot of things. I've kind of just, stuck with soil, and that's kind of just where I've been. I mean, we use cocoa at work, and the other facility I worked at was cocoa, and so I'm very familiar with cocoa. It's not my cup of tea. I don't prefer it. I prefer soil. But yeah, I mean, I've been growing for about 5 years now, from Ohio, and moved to Michigan a couple years ago to commercially grow, and was up in Kalkaska for a couple years, living in the rugged old outback there in the wild, wild west. Had a great job up there, really enjoyed it. Worked with Dankman Dan and that 420 wife. Great experience. Learned so much on the commercial side. The home front, I've pretty much tried to keep up, doing the grow, but I feel like, I know Dankman Dan would agree with me with this, but being at a facility and touching so many plants all the time, it's really hard to be motivated to come home and touch your own plants. And want to, still partake in them sometimes too. It definitely, I don't want to say burns you out. It's just you're just tired. You're tired from working all day. And it's like the last thing you want to do is go pick another, 1,000 leaves potentially. So, but yeah, like I said, I was in Michigan. I worked with Yeti Stash for about a year. On the hash rosin side of things. And then got an opportunity recently to go back to Cincinnati got reached out to for a position at a facility, King City Gardens. I've been there now about 3 months. Huge place, just huge. We've got 8 flower rooms, about 14-ish hundred plants per room. I have 2 rooms myself that I manage with a bunch of great co-workers, teammates, friends. I mean, at this point, you know, you spend so much time with these people and getting to learn the ins and outs of everybody. So yeah, it's been really nice getting to learn, you know, meet new people again, and
sharing each other's music choices and
oh yeah, that's always fun, you know. But yeah, it's a really really fun place to be at, and learning a lot there. They yeah, just, you know, kind of trying to get situated there, and I just recently took over these rooms, like I said, managing them, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but I absolutely love it. So it's really nothing for me. The day just absolutely flies by. I mean, by the time I get there, it's like they're already like it's end of day, and I was like, "Geez, oh Pete, I feel like we just got here." But
Yeah, I
yeah,
can
that's
imagine just working on
the
that many
work.
plants. 1,700 is
Yeah,
that what
I
you
mean, you
said?
know, obviously, you know, I'm not touching 1,400 in one day. I've
Of
got
course.
17 2-tier racks in my rooms. And so it's yeah, it's a lot, but I've got a really great we've got a great team. Everybody works really good together. Especially, you know, when you work together with everybody day after day, you just learn, you know, kind of how the flow goes. So it's been it's a really good experience. But yeah, Homefront, we're getting ready to harvest around Halloween. Cannot wait. GG4 is coming out, and I am just beside myself. Can't wait. I mean, just beside myself. Got a lot of motherfucking Jones coming, and I talked to Dankman Dan, and he's gonna do a wash for us because
nice.
we haven't played with that yet. So that's our next one to play with. So we'll do a rosin wash this time, and then next time the next one will go off to you for that one, and we'll see what, you know, can be done with that plant, because we absolutely love this plant so much. I mean, it's a great all around yielder, grower. Yeah, I don't really have any problems too often with this plant. It's a really really nice plant. So yeah, just excited about that grow coming. And I've had my seeds out, so I've been going through seeds like for about 2 weeks now, just trying to like I've like worked them out, trying to see all the lineage in it, what I want to, because you know at this point I know what I want, you know, I know what I'm after, and so for me to weed out certain things, you know, in a you know down the
What is
line,
it, Tara? What are you after? What you want, girl?
She wants that funk.
I'm after some funk. I would love some funk. I think we're gonna break them cheesequakes out. Those have definitely I grabbed those. Those got put to the forefront.
I like that.
But I don't know. Big Jar gave me a pack of seeds that he's already popped himself in the work. And I'm really kind of curious about that because yeah, the whole thing sounds interesting to me. So I'm definitely thinking about that, and I still want to pop that Altered Beast by Manus Genetics. That's my one. It's GMO and unicorn poop. So I don't know. I don't know.
I think Abolished ran those one time. I can't remember what came of those.
You know, I don't know if he ever like ran. I don't remember if he did run it or not. I don't remember. I heard a few people. I know that Frank did. High and Tight. I know Frank did, and he told me he did not get much. I thought he had told me that it wasn't really that strong of a flower. Which, you know, sometimes I feel like when you mess with GMO, you mess with the strength of it. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's a little bit about me, and you know, I'm always learning and wanting to learn more. And
What's it like going from Michigan growing laws to the Ohio growing laws? Was that a difference?
It's tremendous. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's it's a lot stricter here in Ohio.
That's what I was wondering. I'm so excited. Like just being able to openly talk about it so much easier in Michigan is like There's a lot of
Yeah,
possibilities that are, available.
Even it being rec here, it's still not. I don't really feel like it's a comfortable thing, yet still that people are.
Yeah, it's legal, medical, and recreational in Illinois. You can only grow medically if you have a medical card, but it still is legal there. And just being able to talk about it, you're afraid to mention it. You try to put out little feelers first around people, and here it's just kind of like it's on the gear you wear.
Yeah, so it's still just that newness. It's going to take a while for it, and the prices here are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. So that's, and things are expensive right now and people can't, afford, that kind of, $50 for 2 grams, and that's with tax. I mean, that's like, almost 3 grams. That's just, how is somebody supposed to afford their medicine? So
that's the entire reason. Like I got a medical card, and that's when I started consuming cannabis. And then I realized how much I was spending, and I figured, okay, I can just grow my own. Like that's the entire reason.
Well, and the caregiver program in Ohio did not change at all. So I hate to even call it a caregiver program. It's not like anybody can it's not like Michigan. They can't grow for you.
Okay, hold on. Is your caregiver program like Illinois? Because Illinois' caregiver program is a proxy program. You can have somebody else go to a dispensary as long as you have them signed up under your medical card to pick up your order. They don't get to grow your plants or anything. They just can go pick up your buds.
It's like, you can get anybody to go pick your medicine up for you, So I don't know. I definitely think like some things like there, it would have been nice if some stuff like that would have been changed along with it. But I guess take what you can get at the time, and hopefully maybe things will change down the line. I don't know.
Yeah, at least got your foot in the door. Got the foot in the door, got it a little bit more legal. So that's, less people going to jail for stupid reasons.
Yes, definitely. So, but yeah, definitely Ohio's got a lot of, things to learn, and, it'll just take time. But a lot of people are growing, a lot of the people I work with might not have been growing before they got this job, but I know working there has definitely interested them, and a lot more people are growing for themselves. I still feel like a lot of people can't grow for themselves, just, maybe age-wise or handicapped, something like that. So I think that would be the only thing stopping people from growing for themselves, or space.
There's a lot, and that's a good point. It's a really good point. A lot of us just think everyone could just grow. And really, it's so confusing even now going online. If you were absolutely new to you've never grown a plant before, we'll say, and you just put into your search, how do I grow cannabis? Unless you just get lucky and fall on like somebody who's got a really good from start to finish, like maybe Rasta Jeff, Grow From Your Heart podcast, or I don't know, somebody that's got a nice, concise from A to B.
Shout out that one though, because that's what got me growing. That's the reason I started. I binge listen to Grow From Your Heart.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. See, that's on the top of my head. It's funny. But other than that, you can have 10 different ways from 10 different people. You can be so confused, and it's not that possible, and it's such a high buy-in, it seems like. So a lot of people would rather just, I'm just going to go to the fucking store and buy it.
But also a lot of people will buy it. They'll decide to, commit enough to put some money into it, have one setback, and then get rid of it and say, not for me.
I think that happens to a lot of people. But I think if you've got a true passion and it really kind of grabs you like it's done all of us, I think you'll stick with it even if you do have a flub up in the, I've told you guys all the times when I've screwed something up or something,
What's the worst thing you did in a tent? Yeah, wait, don't answer that.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Right now we've got thrips, so it's like it's not that big a deal to me. It could be worse, so they're manageable. But
dude, Tara, I don't know how far back that we've been friends. I feel like from the beginning of my Instagram, which has been a few years, but I used to grow in a shed in my basement.
Uh-huh.
And I had plugged in, like I was messing around with my plants and stuff, and I had like my shed tuned into what I needed it to be. And I had plugged in the heater back into what I thought was like the timer sensor or whatever, but it was just back into the regular port. And I would like go and I like smoke a joint or two and I go check on it. And only been like maybe an hour and a half. And it was 139 degrees in there and all my plants had dried up. Like it was, yeah, there's some damage that can happen.
I definitely remember doing that once. You know, it's definitely something I've left lights on too long or didn't something with the timer. But I was always so worried about everything and that I was always checking everything like really anal about it. And I'm not that bad anymore, I would say. I've had to like relax a little bit. I couldn't stay that rigid about things.
I feel the same way though. Like I can look back and like see, I used to keep track of everything every day, and I would start counting. I would start counting, and my plant is 14 days old, you know, from seed, and you know, not even carrying, you know, not even anywhere near flower or anything. And it was, you know, measuring
Now,
exactly.
Great. You've grown, okay.
And then it's now it's like, yeah, that one's over there. She's been in there for a while. She looks fine. Move on, you know.
Yeah, I've like nothing written down now. Few things.
Yeah, it's definitely a job. You know, you've got it's attention to detail. I mean, you definitely need to pay attention to your plants and read them. And I definitely feel like I'm much better reading plants now than I, you know, was even a year ago. But that just comes with time, and I think looking, you know, constantly at the same thing. And I mean, now I'm constantly scouting plants, you know, every day, and you know, so I'm constantly watching the different changes that happen. And as soon as, you know, I notice something, one of the ladies in fertigation is awesome, and you know, I just text her and send her a picture, and she's right on it, and usually is right in to help me try to figure out what the problem is, you know, give it a flush, because you know, it's hard, you know, feeding that many plants on the same schedule, you know, on the same ratio. So not everybody likes it.
They'll drink at different rates, and yeah,
they do. And you know, some love it and thrive, and then some are just like, I hate you. But yeah, it's
wait, when it's that
definitely
big of a facility though, I mean, you've got many multiples of the same one, so you'll know which batch likes what.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, there's definitely ones that we know for sure that I know right off the bat it's going to be, you know, a certain way. And we've got a lot of new phenos. They did a pheno hunt, so we've got a lot of new plants coming out. I'm really excited to see those. I can't remember really their names. They've all been some crazy names. I can't remember them. But yeah, this is the different. I've got one in one of my rooms, the propane. It is just like the perfect little ice cream cone tops. I mean, it's just perfect, and it's just the cutest little thing. So, but that's a really nice hardy plant. It really likes whatever they're giving it. It likes it.
Speaking of Michigan and Ohio, I just wanted to share a little tidbit of news. I think Ohio did something like $65 million in their first month of sales, which is pretty solid first month on the books. What I was surprised to see, quite frankly, though, is that in the same time period, the sales in Michigan didn't go down, and it actually went up even more. And it's been steadily going up, but it hit $295 million in 1 month. I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Do you think
I
that
definitely still hear
is
what's
people going to Michigan that I know that I work with? They, you know, like I said, I think a lot of it was the novelty that, you know, it just went wreck, so you can go buy it. You know, let everybody ran out and kind of went to buy something, kind of thing. But I think once they realized the prices and everything, they were like, "Fuck this, we're going to
Reeled it back a little
Michigan."
bit.
Are the prices comparative to when Michigan began? Like we were running, $50, $60, $70 eighths right off the rip. What are your, now I know your eighths are only 1/10 of a gram, but what's the price for 1/10 of a gram?
I don't know because I just know like the only one that I really know right off the top of my head is the 2.43 grams is like $48.
Okay. All right,
I know a pre-roll in Illinois is like 18, I think, 15 to 18 for a pre-roll.
Okay. That's average from when we started. For Growly, what's if you're able to pull it up real quick, what was our first month?
I was just gonna say it was. I'll have to pull that data up. You'll have to give me a minute, but that's about an average at. Would you say $48 for 2.43 grams or something like that?
Yeah,
That's
or maybe it's
$19.75.
grams. It's not 3 grams.
Either way, it's about $20 a gram, right around there. It's maybe a little shy there if we're talking 2.8, but
16/8 is about where top end was at.
I remember the most expensive.
That's
expensive
for people that are just possibly just starting off.
Oh,
Like
100%.
when I first did it, I was going to the dispo, like I said, and grabbing $100 worth of a gram of this, a gram of that, because that's enough for a bowl for you to get an idea if you're gonna like it or not. And who wants to spend $20 on a bowl and then it tastes bad or it not be good or it be like Trop cookies and Tara hate it. So
I know the markets where there's a lot of number chasing, right? In our way, like the best way that I've found to accommodate both, it's kind of like a win-win. I try to make it a win-win-win all around. We'll take like our top end and our biggest buds, and that's literally our top shelf flower. We'll take like the buds that are a little smaller, scraggly, ones that just don't trim up nice. As long as they don't have much stem on it, that ends up going into a different price point. You know what I mean? It ends up going into a more affordable price point. It's the same flower material. It's the same. It's just not as show perfect. You know what I mean? That's the stuff I smoke on the daily, on the regular, is that stuff. If I crack into the top nug, it's not much more different. In fact, sometimes it's, I don't know, there's a big old stem in there. So I kind of prefer to smoke some of that lower end sometimes, but that's not lower quality. It's just lower end of the plant, and a lot of times what we do with our plant, we'll harvest the top half first, and then like a week or 2 weeks later, we'll go back and we'll let those, green tomatoes, so to speak, ripen up and vine ripen in there. That way we don't have a whole bunch of varying ripeness in the bag. It's all good and ripe, and it's just different sized. And so you have those numbers, Tara. That's pretty similar to where we were at.
No, it's not.
we were hitting 60 and 8 on that high end.
Hold on, no. I mean, just in total sales. I got it right here. Okay, so
okay, total sales.
We went live on, I believe it was like December 6th, 2019. Now, keep in mind that we had medical already in play for over a decade at this point, but legal medical dispensaries were kind of more recent than that. The first rec stores went online December 6th, 2019. So we're going to look at the month of December 2019. I want to point out two things here.
And the reason I'm wondering
is the total sales
inflation
is only $7 million compared to Ohio's $65 million. But look at the retail price of flower. It is now less than $80 an ounce. At the start, it was over $500 an ounce.
Oh my god, dude!
Now I'm gonna pull up the most recent report.
Dude, divide that number by a fifth and see what that number would be today. It would be 1 point something million. That would be it.
So there you go, $295 million in the month of August, and our average price is just over. It actually bumped up from the month prior. Just a fat $9 billion this year so far.
So Ohio did 60 million
65 million in their first month, I believe it was. So I mean,
Blue Michigan,
10x what we did.
The price of cannabis is the same, roughly. It's roughly the same price compared to our prices in 2019. Prices are roughly the same. That's what I was getting at.
Close.
That's what I was getting at, 60 and 8th. I mean, that's what people were paying for it then. There was budget friendly stuff, but dude, people were paying $70 for vape cartridges. Like, it was crazy. The prices were up there. There was no budget in the most of the shops.
No, because there wasn't supply, so the demand was
that's
almost as high as it is today.
that's where Ohio's at, you know. So they'll give it a couple years and they'll be hitting those.
You think it'll take that long?
I don't know.
I don't know. It depends, you know.
They might stay high.
It depends on how it's regulated, in my opinion. It depends on
the
how
medical's
quickly
been high the whole time too. I mean, I remember that's why. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I went to Michigan, because the medical was still too. I mean, even get a cart at one time, I mean, was like $120 for a half gram.
Oof.
Michigan did that thing where they started allowing the excess growers license too, where if you had a Class C, you could have many Class Cs, you know, and then you could eventually get that excess growers license, which allowed you for an extra, I don't know how many buco 1,000 plants, but it allowed for a whole bunch more. And they never really capped the scale. And that can kind of drive down competition pretty heavy. So I don't know how you got going there, Tara, if you guys have any kind of caps. I would imagine you would, the way Ohio.
I'm sure they do. I don't know it. But I'm sure there is. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how it plays out, because, I mean...
But one of the things in Ohio is nothing can be like deli style. It all has to be prepackaged.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are weirded out about that whole 1/10 of a gram thing. Even, I mean, it's what the price point is. You know, it's just a 1/10 of a gram over an 1/8 of a gram. I mean, you can just call it a 10th. It's not an 1/8. You know, do they call them 8ths? Is that the deal? They call it an 1/8, and it's.
I guess so.
I know it's semantics. It's just semantics. Yeah. That should be a 10th. Call it what it is. You know. Yeah, I those prices
are. Here's the licensing map. I actually wanted to share this tab instead. Here's the excess marijuana growers. There's not too many of them, it looks like, but let's just go ahead and add all the growers.
A lot of them dropped, though. A lot of them have gone out of business since.
Certainly, micro businesses are like cut in half, pretty much. Honestly, the reason I wanted to pull up this map is because there's a couple of these, not to be too weird, I guess, but you can pull them up on Google Maps and see their outdoor grows. It's very interesting, some of the ones you can look at.
What shows that? What signifies outdoor grow? The color of a dot?
No, nothing on here, unfortunately. It would be up to the
municipality
on whether or not they even allow it, first of all.
You a map, and then you could kind of like hit it with the GPS and.
Yeah, just pull it up. Pull up some of these locations on Google Maps with the satellite open, and yeah, because I've every once in a while you get the big fines that come through on some of these facilities, and one of them that came up like a month or two was a huge one up in the middle of the state, and they had a massive outdoor grow, and I just happened to pull it up on Google Maps, and of course looked at it with the satellite view, and it's like, dang, it's just crazy how big some of these facilities are. And I'll be honest, I know there's a massive plan to put a lot of this year's outdoor to rosin.
To rosin?
Yep. There's a massive amount of outdoor going to rosin this year.
How are they going to get the mold out of that? It really? Like, I get it with the distillate,
remediate it before it goes in. I don't know. Do they even test it for mold?
Remediate it before it goes in.
Are they testing?
Not before. They're just going to remediate it.
Are they testing solventless for mold?
Is there a way to remediate rosin? Can they just run the rosin through the machine after it's made?
Probably. I would assume so.
Be way
to kill your terps.
That way they run all the biomass through.
I've never heard of any of that. I've never heard of remediating the rosin. So,
I haven't either, but
but you never know.
I mean, you could do it with CRC and hydrocarbons, so I bet you could do it with solventless. I don't know. I heard some plans recently about some big solventless labs being built, and I was like, oh, it's gonna crash. This rosin market is gonna crash.
They're using like tortilla presses and like t-shirt presses,
Just full on t-shirt presses.
Yeah, dude, you got gorillas like sitting on machines.
But don't worry, it's solventless, so $60 a gram.
25 micron filter.
Yeah, how small do you have to go to get the mold out? Like a half micron or something?
Go small.
I don't know. It's not my lane. I don't know nothing about that lane.
I don't know.
I got my blinders on.
This is the wrong show, I guess, to be asking these questions.
I got nothing to do with that lane. I'm waiting for that one to just crash and burn.
Oh, it's coming.
That's
but then what? What's after that? You just go back to pens?
What do you mean? My lane doesn't change, man.
No, I mean like the market in general.
The market that I'm not concerned.
I think it is pens. I think the market is pens. You look at like any of those like cannabis Reddit subreddits, and most things that people are posting and asking about, it's like 3 out of 10 it's pens. You know what I mean? I got this vape. Check out this vape. Look how shitty this crystal sugaring in this vape, and it's all vape.
I think it's more. It's like access. It's more like discreet. It's more accepted than like even a joint. You know what I mean?
It's the future.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely reasons for it to be a top seller, and it is a top seller.
For me, I've never had one work for me, but I mean, I can see the draw. I can see the reason why people would like that.
You put it in your pocket, then you get to draw the lint out of your pocket in your mouth.
Yummy.
It was a niche product, but I mean, it's like
the lint terps.
Yeah, buddy. No, but what I was saying is they there's certainly reasons for them to be a top selling product because they are super convenient. There are good quality ones, but most of them aren't. Most of them are made from last year's outdoor distillate, botanical terps, all that crap that none of us are looking for. But that being said, if you look at that same PDF I was just sharing, it's not far off. Like the top two sellers are flower, which shouldn't really be a surprise, but right under that, and it's not far off, are vape pens or like whatever inhalable concentrates, like however they classify them in Michigan.
Flower's still a top seller.
Even at $80 an ounce, it's still.
I was expecting that to be. Oh, well, I guess maybe now that it's $80 an ounce, I thought it was like pre-rolls or vapes and pre-rolls or something at one time.
Maybe in terms of units, but in terms of like SKUs or something like that. But in terms of dollar value,
sales. Okay, sales. Yeah, all right. I think units. It was something like those things were kicking ass because of the.
So flowers at 129 million.
Shake and trim. Look at that.
Vape cartridges at 54 million. So I guess it's not as close as I was making it out to be, but compared to pretty much everything else.
Doesn't even say what pre-rolls are on there. So pre-rolls is just shake.
I think these ones are actually
garbage.
Yeah, they're like the pre-rolls, the infused pre-rolls. I think that's what those are.
There's infused edible
compound concentrate. It's probably the donuts.
Infused non.
Yeah, I think it's that type of stuff.
But what is a infused non-edible solid?
A non-edible solid.
Maybe it's a THC pill. THC pill, maybe? No, it'd be an edible. It'd be an edible. Non-edible solid.
Topicals.
Topical. Infused liquid. Topical. Spray.
Suppositories.
Non-edible. Maybe.
A non-edible solid.
But solid in a suppository.
That's solid. It starts as one.
I hope so.
Non-edible liquid. Maybe a suppository. Maybe a They do have those freeze sprayed. Mary's has like a freeze spray, and they have patches too.
You know what kind of blows my mind, guys, is the fact that we're selling almost over 31,000 pounds. So a third of our flowers in weight is being sold as shaker trim. There's $25 million a month.
You don't know somebody that still saves like the roaches?
Most of the people I know that buy flower from dispensaries are buying this type of product. Put it that way.
Yeah,
I don't know too many people that are going to dispensaries looking for the top shelf shit. You know what I mean?
exactly. So it doesn't surprise me that's happening.
I'd also be curious to see.
That's still medicine to the people. Maybe not the greatest medicine, but it's better than crap. It's been tested.
That's what I was saying. We have those other price tiers with our stuff where we have, our smalls and.
But we're not remediating. That's the difference.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. There's, I mean, I'm sure that a lot of the flour that people are kind of like bragging that they're getting $25 ounces and things like that. I'm sure that those are shake ounces. There's no way those are top end flour. I mean, maybe they are, but there's no way they're this year's indoor top end flour. It's probably outdoor top end flour.
Well, we're gonna do some live math here.
There's some $25-$30 ounces going out the doors.
Isn't there a rule against that?
No, there's no.
Nope. Here we go.
We can.
All right. So we had
the only
24 million.
It has to be a penny
divided by 31,000 pounds of shake, and we divide that by how many ounces in a pound, guys? 16
point something, isn't it?
So there you go. About less than $50 an ounce for the shake. But the flour's at $80. That's what doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, but the shake's already ground, man. You just roll.
Yeah, you're just saving that.
I could see like getting it for edibles, getting it for making your own topicals, tinctures, food grade infusions and things like that. If you're got your own little craft, if we had cottage law, you'd probably see way more people sourcing things like shake and trim from farmers, just for that reason, just for, infusing, making butters and stuff to sell at a cottage market,
Or you'd be seeing more processors be willing to take in that product to produce that oil and, so that it can be infused at a, maybe on a larger scale and whatever you'd like to medicate,
Is that shake and trim being sold to processors? Is that being sold as a metric number?
Yes, but not what you're seeing right there. That was more the retail pricing.
That's a retail. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, for sure. I mean, if I can share what I'm looking at right now, I know this can get boring, but you got fresh frozen flour at processors. So there's like almost 130,000 pounds sitting in freezers of fresh frozen. Again, that's 80% water weight. But think about the flour at the processors. So there's almost 200,000 pounds of dried, cured, quote unquote, flour. And that probably does include the shake.
That's all going to get turned into.
There's 3 million pounds of distillate.
Ounces.
Ounces. Okay.
Divide that by 16 in your head.
But how much does an ounce of distillate weigh?
That makes a lot of gummies, bro.
Quarter pound.
Red, how much does a pound of feathers and a pound of bricks weigh?
I'm thinking.
And will they fall to the ground at the same rate?
An ounce of distillate's a lot of distillate. That's
Depends on the airspeed, man.
Wind resistance, baby.
Yeah, that's a lot of gummies. That's a lot of distillate gummies.
I mean, 1 ounce is, well, just do it in liters, I guess, right? We got to convert ounces to liters, because if we can do it in liters and we assume even 90%,
it's about
THC.
a gram per milliliter. So
if it's the same as water, then yeah, it's.
Well, that's the oil. That's RSO oil. It's about a 1 milliliter syringe holds. It's a gram. It's like 1.0 fucking.
I find it's about the same too.
1.05 or
Oh
something.
boy.
And then a 5 gram is like almost dead on, or a 5. What was it? 5 milliliter?
5 mil.
5 mil is 5 grams. Yeah.
Well, I found a calculator online. We're gonna see if I can punch this in.
I was doing some math about that one time, and I was finding that it's awfully convenient that 1 gram of oil, cannabis oil specifically, weighs the volume is the same volume as a milliliter. And I was thinking about that and about how weights conversions, and they all factor from gold and some other things like that, and certain metals and minerals and volumes do the same, like volumes of like old liquids like mercury and things like that, and weights where originally volumes came from weights and things like that. And I'm wondering where maybe oil was used to get some of this, and maybe there's a some sort of like a you know how there's like a what is it? Universal numbers. What am I thinking of? The divine code, phi, something like that. Maybe that is within phi. There's also in weights and measurements and volumetrics is also very similar to having some sort of a divine code, like the having a brain fart with numbers. Can't do numbers while you're high, guys. Don't do it. Jeez, oh, Pete.
You just threw me off over here. I ended up at 94.
The spiral. I got the phi right, but anyways, yeah, whatever. Continue. Gold.
I'm going down a rabbit hole over there, Red. So however many liters that was, that like 3 million or 3 million ounces, I think it was, something like that, turns out to be 94, a roundabout number, rounding up, 94,000 liters of distillate. So 94,000 liters, if you can even imagine that, is just sitting there on the shelf in storage, really, or waiting to be infused into something.
Fibonacci, yes, and that's
there
right.
You go.
And yeah, like Rusty says, a milliliter weighs the same as a milligram. Yeah, but what, oil or water? Because they have different weights.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking that they originally used water or potentially a medicinal oil, like cannabis oil, for example. Maybe cannabis oil was part of the original creation of equation. You know what I mean? Just a little thing there, but yeah, Fibonacci. Yep. Da Vinci. Itchy, scratchy, and itchy, gitchy.
Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael.
Scratchy, from the Itchy and Scratchy show.
Pizza.
So what else is new, guys? I want to chug my strawberries over here. Even though I told Red I'd do it on cam, I'm not going to.
Oh, look at that.
Leaves it all to the imagination, I see.
Scared about little strawberries in the beard. I see how it is.
So delicious.
You don't want that red on the lips to look like you're over there eating your chickens.
Oh.
Tara, we see you over there chit-chatting with him. Tell him to get his butt in that chair next to you.
He's doing a dab.
Ah, all right. He's got to wake up. I understand.
That's an acceptable.
Here, let's everybody do a dab. Everybody listening, it's about that time. Do a dab.
Please and thank you. As requested.
I've already dabbed enough, I think.
No, we have to dab more.
Oh, maybe in another half hour or so, but my eyes are glossy.
Okay, I'll do another dab.
Yeah, good.
Jack's asleep, so I get to
I got fed half of a cookie, and I'll tell you guys what, I've been making these cookies and just taking a jar, like a mason jar of decarbed cannabis oil, and just pouring it in the butter, like softened butter, and mashing it together, put in the eggs, everything else in, right? But I haven't weighed it in quite some time, and this last one I really went for it. I'm pretty sure we made about 15 cookies with, I'm gonna go ahead and call it I mean, if this is a 3 gram jar, I'm pretty certain it was at least that much. So we're talking probably 3 grams of oil between 15 cookies.
Okay.
Who wants to do the math on that one?
Well, I'd say we could like really conservatively say at least 300 milligrams a gram. So 900 milligrams divided by 15.
Again, do we do math live?
That's as far as my brain worked. You got to go the rest of the way if you want to know.
300 milligrams divided by what? 15? What was it? 15? You said?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
So it'd be 900. It'd be 900 milligrams. So 900 milligrams divided by 15. So 900 milligrams divided by just.
I'm just gonna stop you there. I think
it's 20-ish.
And then half of that would be 45. So that'd be 135.
You
each.
forgot to measure it out though on the second Sunday of the month.
And did you
140
divide by pi?
Did you weigh it against chickens or small rocks?
Was
All
it
right, I'm
the
gonna
chicken
say
or the
between-
egg?
Did his crow bring him a gift today? You didn't encounter that?
All right, I'm going to say
Okay, so
125 to
around-
150 then. I'll give you a range. 125 to 150 a cookie, I'm guessing.
All right,
I
actually,
think
I
it's
feel like
20.
that's pretty accurate.
I think the number's 20.
20. I think that's actually way off.
I thought it was 300 divided by 15.
Yeah, I know. He was wrong.
It was
about
900.
that.
It was
Yeah.
900. It was 300.
Also wrong.
Oh, 900?
Yeah.
So no, it's not. I'm telling
I
you,
was right that 300 divided by 15 is 20. I just did the math on a calculator.
you are right there, but the numbers are all wrong. 15 cookies, you guys are right, but I'm telling you, I used the 65% conversion. So 3 grams times 65%. Was that 1,950 milligrams of activated THC? So 1950 divided by 15. That's like a buck 25.
That's like $1.30.
There you go, $1.30.
And what did I-
that's-
130.
125 to 150.
000.
I'm all wrong. Damn.
I do feel like they're way heavier than that though. So I'm thinking maybe it was like
Well,
4
because
grams.
you feel like it, even though we did the math and we know it's 130, but you feel like it's way more. Okay.
I'm just telling you. I also am just guessing it's 3 grams. I just literally poured it in there. I was like, oh, that's getting pretty
Yeah,
dark.
the
This
story
looks
keeps
good enough.
changing. Hey, Sam, now it's more than 3 grams. You didn't tell me that. This
Was
is
it
crazy.
15 cookies? It might have been 5 cookies.
Wait a minute. How many fingers am I holding up right now? 12?
I'm
Is that
trying
the
to
Cookies
figure out
kicking
Or
in.
15 cookies? It's 3 cookies.
what ratio is.
How big is this?
Where did my strawberries go?
We're gonna come back to the stream later. It'll be like Snoop leaving it for hours on end. Free Girlie just walks back in.
You guys are still here?
I don't remember what show it was that Uncle Rick was on it. And I think he fell asleep or something, or he got up and to go do something or something. It was one of his shows, and he just left the camera going. I don't think he knew that he left the camera going. And it went on for hours and hours, and there was concerned people watching.
Oh my god! Help me! I'm
Alright,
falling.
let's-
I can't get
There
up.
we go. I
You
just
eventually got back.
multiplied your 130 milligram edible times the golden ratio, which is 1 to 1.618. Okay, 1 to 1.618 is Fibonacci essentially,
Yeah.
and the answer
number
is
420.
210.34. So at 21034, you should eat those edibles.
Well, that's
Well,
he's already ate
210,
I don't know
210
what that means.
a.m. p.m. and 34 seconds at some point between there.
Okay.
That's
I thought maybe it was like the weight I had to get to.
yeah, maybe you could eat that many grams of the cookie.
maybe like high school spitting in the thing.
Maybe there's a point to taking that many parts.
Yeah,
of
what
it.
that's
Point
fat.
3.
And at that point, I'll be right back.
Get there exactly. I used to have friends that were like crazy about their weight. Like it had to be like just 0.1 under where their limit would be, so they think they could get just advantage. I'm like, you really thinking 1 pound or 2 pounds is that much of an advantage? Get out of
You're
here.
talking
dude.
like wrestlers, right?
Yeah, wrestlers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had a couple real close friends that would do the. I think this is illegal now, but do like the trash
Yeah.
bags under the shirts or the hoodies, and then
Oh
they'd
yeah,
be just chewing. Yeah, they'd be chewing.
Actual
Yeah, they'd they've been chewing a Starburst or Skittles all day long and just spitting, but they never like swallowed even the candy. It's just because it like makes you salivate so much.
It's real gross too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. All for not even placing in leagues, like.
Yeah. What kind of damage are you doing to your body this whole time?
Yeah, I still feel injuries from athletics, man. It's should don't go away.
But you lived, man.
I did.
There you go.
And I got a couple Pinewood Derby trophies out of it, so
Pinewood Derby, there you go. I love it. You got some THC trophies behind you too, man.
I forgot about those.
I like that.
I like this one. This is the one that Red and Becca held on to for like a few months. The Gems of Genetics one.
Oh,
Nice.
sweet.
I got to vicariously be third place winners for a little while there.
Awesome.
Sat nicely on the mantle.
Shout out Gems and Genetics. You guys gonna go out there for their
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out
Come on
there.
for the day. We're gonna vend. We're going to
19th, October 19th.
It goes all night. They got DJs coming on at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, I saw they had the schedule and I was like, wow, you see they got a comedian come on at like 4 a.m. I'm like, I will be like home in bed by then for sure.
Yeah,
4 a.m. My old ass? Nah.
Slide by then.
Sorry, guys.
We'll be home probably by midnight. So, I mean, it gets cold and dark eventually, and that weed gets sticky and wet. You can't do too much after dark with flour. So we'll be there. We'll be there for the most of the day at least. We're not camping or anything, but yeah. Shout out to Gems and Genetics Festival. We got 20 minutes. Might as well do a little bit of this. Shout out to Third Eye Craft Affairs. Another Third Eye Craft Fair at the end of October. There's I think it's on the 27th. I think it's a Saturday. It's whenever the last Saturday of the month is, and it's also going to be the 2-year birthday, 2-year anniversary for the Gems and Genetics. For Third Eye Craft Affair. 2 years good and strong. The traveling circus made its way around a few locations this summer, and making its way back to Lansing, the last one a couple weeks ago, and on to the next. I think we're going to be at an event at Vehicle City in a couple weeks. Can't think of the name of the event right off the top of my head.
The one that the Weedster shared.
Apocalypse Hash or something like that.
Apaca Hash.
Apaca Hash or Hash Apocalypse. Yeah, we're gonna do that one. 2 days of that one, Friday and Saturday at Vehicle City Social. It says 21 and up. It's a med place, but I don't know that it's maybe there's a doctor on site doing cards, and so they're gonna get people in that way, something like that. But it says 21 and up. So I'm, I don't know. Maybe shoot a message out to the promoter if you don't have a med card, just in case. But otherwise, they usually have doctors on site to get your med card, and that stuff's real easy, super fast and digital.
They've opened their doors to certain events that were 21 plus or med card, kind of going both ways in the past. It's very, very rare. I don't know if this is one of those cases, but it's possible. I've been there on Friday. We were talking about potentially doing a portion of or a segment from or about or something to do with variables podcasts on the Friday night. Now it's going to be challenging and still haven't figured out how that would work out, but
What, are there too many variables to it?
Variables.
And coming up next as a guest, Anything Grows.
I didn't say it 3 times. I didn't summon you like Beetlejuice.
And then that was the other one. So that one, Gems and Genetics, and then Third Eye Craft Fair, and then Ruben's birthday is November 8th, and so yeah,
Nice.
go on to that one. He'll be 1 year old.
Wow.
This
He's
is
gonna be
good.
growing for a while.
Yeah.
we'll be behind on a lot of things.
This is a weird question, but Russ might know it. What's the gestation period on a dog?
I don't know.
Three
I know it.
I think it's like 3 months, 90 days.
Just a couple of months. I don't think it's a full 9 months like a human.
Okay. Just curious.
It's like the lifespan's like a third of ours, and so is their gestation period. Everything's fractal.
You used to work a farm, you're a farm boy.
Yeah, well, I didn't farm dogs.
I was just putting you on the spot. I'm sorry. I can't help it.
He was so confident in it, though.
The edible is kicked in. I'm sorry.
we had a long drive today. It was like I don't know, 6 hours. Oh, was it 9 hours?
Yeah,
9 hours. 9 hours round trip. So I feel like, well, those 3 dabs were really nice. So I felt melted, but I feel very relaxed now.
Is it from you some moving stuff or
Definitely.
the long drive today?
Yeah, no, it's for custody with kids.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're doing the longer of the trips back to the Illinois area for it. So
in 94 to Indiana, you gotta do better.
yeah, it's
Just
5
gotta do
lanes
better.
and you don't move anywhere.
And there's so many trucks through that area. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like, and they take up all 5 lanes.
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't stay in the 2-3 lanes even. You could have 3 fucking lanes. No.
Yeah. No, that must not be a law down there, I guess.
Oh yeah, the trucks in the fast lane, wild. I'm like, why are you trucks in? It's something like, it's weird because in Michigan, I guess we just like really blessed with the trucks have to get over. You know, they stay on the right, and like you go out of state and it's everywhere, and they're just trucks are man, trucks are
Dude, and the truck will be riding the ass of the car in front of it, whip into the fast lane, only to just be going 65. Like you have to slam
they pull that wild shit. What is that thing, man? Does anybody in chat do that? What is that? What is the thing that makes you get over to the fast lane to go slower than everybody? What's the thing?
Oh my god!
Why is that there? What's that thing when you pull out in front of somebody coming, but there's nobody behind them? What's that thing? Why do you do that thing?
Why is that thing that this lane ends? Oh no, I'm gonna stay in this lane to the last possible second. And then try to get over and cause the longest backup just because
isn't that the zipper thing?
Yeah, we could talk about the zipper. This is where I think you're wrong, Russ, because that's designed to.
You got to be in a zipper. You got to go to the.
Oh, yeah, because it works so great. Because I didn't just go through this literally hours ago.
Listen, I'm not saying it ever works. Everyone on the road is too self-absorbed and narcissistic to worry about anyone else trying to pull up.
Forget having all of the cops that in the middle of the highway doing the speed traps and stuff. They need to just have them on one of the merge lanes at the end, so all those assholes who are riding up the shoulder are just in a line lined up. You get a ticket. You get a ticket.
That would be wonderful. That would make my day. Yeah, literally people driving on the shoulder using that as the lane.
Mm-hmm.
Not part of the deal. Not part of the zipper.
That's the extra zipper. That's the extra double lane zipper is what that one is.
Yeah. That's I can't afford a helicopter, but I really, really wish I could.
Yeah.
We get we go down our normal route to the shop, goes on US 12. It's a 2-lane highway. It's 55 miles an hour. Everybody travels about 60. It's solid road, one lane one way, 1 lane the other, east and west highway. You know what I mean? There's one quarter to a half mile passing lane. You know what I mean? And dude, it's wild, man. You'll get
always traffic.
You get vehicles driving 45 the whole time until you hit the passing lane, and then they'll stuck go 70.
Yeah.
And then they'll back down to 45.
Absolutely. And there'll be traffic every time
or they do that shit where they get over into the other side and they match up with somebody who's going fucking 40, and then they all
that's the worst. That's the worst.
What is the thing? what's the compulsion there? Everybody's gonna go past you and beyond with their fucking day and go way the fuck down the road. You're never gonna see them again ever in your life. They're gonna be gone, completely gone out of your memory, fucking gone, dude.
I love to just put it on cruise control, right? I like to put it on cruise. Best case scenario, I can put it in cruise control, never have to take it off until I have to, get off the highway or something, right? So if I'm getting to where I'm catching up to somebody and I'm getting ready past them, and just like you're saying, I'm like almost pace them, I'm fucking hitting the gas. I'll go fucking 95 to get past you. I don't give a fuck.
I will too.
I will get past you, and I'm going to get past you within a few seconds. I'm not going to fucking play it off like that.
That's what I was going to say, Russ. It's like, you know how to beat that other than an electric car is just more cylinders, more horsepower. You just got to get a faster car and you have to deal with this nonsense.
That's why I have a manual transmission. Drop that fucker down into fucking low gear. Fuck off. You're not gonna inhibit me with an automatic transmission that's not gonna take off.
Sunday drivers.
Or if fucking somebody hangs out in the left lane, in the fast lane, is going slow. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I have to get out of the left lane to get around them, and you just stare over at them, and they're just, perhaps on their phone, perhaps
on their
just
cell phone, yeah.
Like, what the hell are you doing?
Do you know what I do? As I go by, I'm like, that's what I do.
Points at them. Shut the fuck up.
Oh no! Hold on.
Thumbs down, you guys.
Yeah,
I'm not driver.
You're giving
I'm not gonna.
I'm
not gonna recommend giving away free weed to someone you're upset at. But can I give you guys a little trick that I saw one day? If you ever get someone like that that's driving super slow, or for whatever reason just being a dick hold of you, and you can't get around them, and it's taking forever to get around them because they're going so dang slow in the fast lane, or just in that 2-lane back road or something like that. When you do manage to get around them, don't speed off at 95 miles per hour and take off just yet. You gotta give them a quick hello, and that's by not brake checking them, but just getting right in front of them after you pass them and holding down your windshield wipers for a good solid 60 seconds.
I told that one already.
There's no throwing anything. There's no assaulting or battering of anything. You're just cleaning your windshield, and then you can go 95 miles per hour down the road.
That explains why you had to cut them off, because fuck, man. You couldn't see.
And if a squirrel jumps in front of your car and you have to downshift into second real fast without using your brakes, and there's no brake lights, and now you're going 30 miles, I don't know what happened, man. You got to slow down.
Summertime's the best time for that trick, because with the windows down, that's the target.
I was gonna say it's bonus points if there's a convertible.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
Fuck you, lady, on I-75.
It's personal.
Fair enough.
He's like, I got 2 gallons right next to the back seat. I'll fill right back up. I
got somebody off my ass. I felt
I got
so
2 gallons in the garage, no joke.
I felt like the pro like road rage evader, because somebody was just, for whatever reason, just on my ass, dude, just being a total whatever. And so I'm going.
Did you roll down your window and just go?
No. I was in front of him. I was cruising, man. I'm going, speed limit over, and I'm hitting a stale green light. There's a stale green coming up, and so I know that it's about to hit yellow. It hits yellow, and I'm coming up on it, and I hit the brakes like I'm going to stop at this yellow light, and we slow the fuck down. The dude goes to stop, and I blast through that yellow light when it hits red and gone, and he stops, and I said, later, dude. Fucking asshole. You're not going to run a red light, are you? No, you law-abiding citizen.
Fucking law-abiding.
Fucking law-abiding.
Deserve that treatment, right?
Not true. You need to introduce yourself.
We should need his oil slick, right?
It's not tree.
What you do is you take your windshield wiper fluids and you empty that shit out. Yeah. You put your fucking old used oil after your next oil change into your fucking windshield wiper thing. And you take the sprayers and you route them to the behind you, right behind your bumper. That's so an asshole to do that. You hit the windshield wiper and you drop oil on their fucking ass.
Yeah, dude. Crisco.
Cops try to catch me.
Dude,
I've had that in the past.
bring the flamethrower so that you
I gotta
light.
go to the
Oh my
salvage yard. I gotta do the salvage yard. I gotta go get a windshield wiper pump. I gotta go get some hose. Let's do this. We're hooking up. I'm gonna get a
Hell yeah.
$2 bottle of veggie oil and fucking hook that pump right.
I bet
in.
you have a sub pump and a Home Depot bucket with some extra garden hose right in the garden we can
Hook it
use
up
and
to a
just make this thing
6-volt
really work.
battery.
He allegedly has. Let's start there.
It's like something in the anarchist cookbook.
Real quick before we get
And
to
a good fan on it, so it sprays it nice.
yeah.
before we get off the subject of windshield wipers, I had a friend in high school that turned his one windshield wiper, I think on the passenger side, 180 degrees, so it would squirt forward, and he would just squirt people walking through the parking lot, like people he knew and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But,
we got
not-
the disclaimer is we're talking about water guns, of course, in squirting, not transportation or anything like that. Yeah, we're definitely not insinuating any sort of road
Violence.
freeness. Yeah, we're definitely don't
Not
try this at home. There we go.
There you go. Nuttree, who are you?
I've taken
Why
a
are
whole-
you?
I've taken a whole coffee before road rage and thrown a whole large coffee out and onto someone's front windshield, and then there was my exit. I had to get off next. And I was like,
Asshole drivers.
But
Let's
he
not-
deserved it.
That's-
though. He did
that's
deserve
like-
it.
I like
There
that.
are.
Did you stop for
there's
new
been
coffee?
Many of fights between us
Extra
because
points
of
if you
his
got
asshole
caramel on
The
top.
coffee was terrible. Anyways, the coffee was terrible.
Oh, well,
Terrible
okay.
coffee.
Well,
It was
I don't
worth
think
it.
we need to introduce him any further, ladies and gentlemen. This is not true. No.
It's like
seriously.
nice.
So we're doing a little intros for everybody tonight, just for anybody that might be new to the show or hasn't watched in a while or is catching up or just happens to find this episode. So not sure you joined us a little bit late, but tell us about who you are, what you are, why you are, how'd you a little bit about your experience in cannabis.
Sure. You can find me, I guess, on Instagram or Nuttree420. Started out, I guess, smoking probably not till I was about 21 years old, 4th of July, in the garage, and actually puked. Actually, the first time I didn't hold it all in, and it came out, and the dog licked it up, but.
God.
Was the dog
Hey,
fine?
did dog get high?
From my the I don't think the dog got high. No, I didn't get
Oh,
high either.
that's some strong stuff. That's a double
Wow.
high. It's a good
What a
move.
story.
Called the
That was
Labrador.
my first experience with cannabis.
How long
Then I
did you wait
started
till you
dr-
tried it again?
Oh, probably a week or so, maybe. Was
Not very long. Like, let's do
Yeah,
that
not
again.
very long.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
There was something good in that.
Oh yeah.
So after you puked, did you
Um,
still feel any effects from it? Like, did you still feel a high even though you puked? Did it
No,
still-
I don't think I even got high at all the
Oh,
first
really?
time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't get high for a lot of the first time.
Even on mushrooms, the first time I did mushrooms, I don't think I ever even got high on mushrooms. I don't think maybe I didn't take enough. I don't know, or maybe it was just this type of mushroom, or who knows. But so yeah, I've dabbled in mushrooms before, and that's in cannabis. See, how did I started growing? Maybe 5 years ago now, I suppose. Before I met Tara 6 years ago, and had another friend here in town that was also growing, and just kind of we both started growing about the same time, and watching you guys actually on the show, and that's how I met Tara, was through the show here, and had her stop by because it was on the way through. But
Choose your plug, huh?
Yeah, he really wanted me to stop and try some of his weed, and he wanted me to talk about it on air. Is what he really wanted me to do because he thought that his flower was good. So
and I was trying to get it out to you guys. I was hoping maybe you guys would share it and talk about it on air and everything, because
Oh,
that was-
And did you try it, Tara?
yeah. At that time you had the Skittles.
Z Skittles, yeah.
I liked that one. And then you had
Cheesequake, probably.
no, we did the cheesequake.
Okay.
It was some hazy thing. I don't remember what it was, but yeah.
Brownies too. I had some
Enough
brownies.
to bring her
Yeah,
back,
he
though.
had
Good
good
job,
brownies.
man. That's a good grow.
Yeah, yeah. Brownies were good. He's never made them again, though.
So in the cannabis industry, I worked for. We did move up to Michigan there for a couple of years also, and I made pre-rolls for 2 years while I worked there
At Classic Roots.
at Classic Roots Farm, yeah, in Kalkaska area.
Yeah, shout out Classic Roots. They're awesome.
They're a good company. They're still going strong. They're more of a smaller based, where I'd say
Cannabis, I would say.
your craft style cannabis grow. I would say their style is, but
Good people.
and they have not grown more, and they have Mackinac fudge or
The Ribus Roots.
Ribus Roots involved with them now too, where they have the edibles and stuff going.
It's
So
really good. The fudge is so yummy. Oh boy, is it good.
and
That
then
sounds
now we, I guess, moved back here and working at Family Farm and Home as a part-time job or full-time job, I guess, and then part-time here, still growing cannabis again back at home. It feels good to be growing again. Definitely was while I was in the camper, we did without for a while, and that was kind of rough, having to rely on you guys, I guess, to get our cannabis from, and we still sometimes rely on you guys
Still
to
do.
get some of our stuff from, which obviously it's good stuff, and we appreciate everybody's grow style, in a way. Everybody grows differently. It's and the taste of everything is always good, no matter the different styles of grow. Everybody's, to my knowledge, all my friends are good growers, I suppose. Are like most part.
So good people to surround yourself with are good growers. I'll tell you that much, man. Always having good access to medicine, because even doing this 10 years, sometimes I'm bankrupt myself.
Yeah.
It can happen.
It definitely happens. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, it's been great having everybody along for this amazing ride. And I know, Tara, you mentioned you were a new grower earlier, and you were, when you first started watching the show 5 years
gosh,
ago.
Yeah. It's because of you guys that I'm where I am. I mean, if it wouldn't have been for you guys, I was struggling at the time trying to find ways to get I knew I needed stronger medicine than I was being able to get, and I just needed better avenues, and you guys definitely helped facilitate that for me in so many ways.
You're now doing your thing, and it's awesome because you're able to.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I started off in chat, and then, now here I'm, running a couple rooms at a facility, and it is really wild. I never in a million years thought that I would ever do this with my life. I'd always worked in the emergency room, so I never thought that this would be something that I would do in life, and to be good at it too. I mean, I think I'm good at it because I absolutely adore the plants. I mean, it's one thing, you're having a crappy day, boy, just get your hands in there on some, some leaves and mess around with some plants, and you'll definitely start feeling better.
There's something rewarding and like self-fulfilling about taking something like a fruit, a vegetable, a plant to flower, to fruit, and then like eating it, sharing it, smoking it, whatever you do with it. There's something very self-rewarding that I don't personally get, like working for somebody else and like obtaining, I don't know, resources for their goals. My goal at that point is just an income, and it was like, I don't really care what I'm doing for somebody else. Like, yeah, there's a sense of pride in that. Maybe there's a sense of urgency or sense of competition, but usually it's for my pocket and nothing really more. Depending on the job, I mean, maybe there's an artisanal thing for that, but a lot of jobs I've had haven't really been able to do that type of stuff, except working with plants and with cannabis and all of that. So, that's why I really appreciate the plant and the art of it, and why I get so much out of it. It's therapy for me. It's therapy to talk about it. It's there's this beautiful connection between something that I can, I don't know, connect with on a way that I suppose I can't really connect with humans on. Like there's that just sub-natural connection that we can have with other objects, and in this case not really objects, but like life, with other life, dogs, pets, animals, whatever, on a different realm that we have with humans. And I get that with cannabis. I get that with the community that we have, whether it's digitally or whatever. And
Red, it's coming in about 20 weeks.
Oh, that other connection. Oh, I know.
You can have it with humans, but it's
it'll be there in the form of that. Yeah, it'll be a different. You're totally right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I don't find myself an Eminem fan specifically, neither the candy nor the musician, but there's always this one line in one of his lyrics that always gets me, and that's or that I connect with, and that's hang with a bunch of hippies and wacky tobacco planters. And we light up like like jack-o'-lanterns, and that's what we do. I hang out with hippies and wacky tobacco planters, and that's been my lifestyle for more than half of my life. And it's because of the type of people that we are. It's because of the just that giving, sharing, I don't know,
we're the type that
scary.
There's certainly different types, but you can be the type that has a job and has hobbies on the side, or you can be the type that has a hobby that turns into your job. I think that's where a lot of us are at right now. Guys, thank you so much for watching tonight.
Cheers,
and we'll catch you next week.
Yeah, thanks guys. Have a great one.